It's like there's a lot to unpack because he's asking these questions in earnest, and he's asking things like, well, how, who wrote about this, like who saw this, and he's realizing that there are a lot of really interesting questions to ask, and he's landing on a lot of really important scholarly questions, perhaps without realizing it. Like when he says, well, how many like written accounts do we have of people saying they saw the resurrection? It's like, yes, Joe, that's the question, because it's not about like, is the resurrection talked about, or is it like present in Paul's letters, but who wrote the letter, who saw it, and like, did the person who's writing it see it themselves? What are they reporting to? It was really interesting to see that play out, I think. What was yours?
That's a good question. I mean, the first thing that came to my mind...
You're the one who asked it. It's a great question.
Yeah. Well, the first thing that came to my mind was the stuff about Genesis and how it's sort of like a polemic against other ancient Near Eastern cosmologies. I thought that kind of opened up a whole little research project for me, which I guess, so that's the first thing that came to my mind. I honestly would like to watch it again. And I want to make a comment as well on what you said about how Joe Rogan kind of is like this really like intuitive philosopher. He is almost like a philosopher though. And I remember like when Stephen Meyer went on there, that's what he said. He's like, I love your show, Joe, because you just, in a very common sense way, ask the questions that everyone's kind of thinking about.